Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you to a new video. Today we're going to be taking my account that I really haven't played on too much, my main, I like PKing, and we're going to take it into Bounty Hunter. We're going to start with only a Vesta's longsword. Me and the pet, I guess we're going to be bringing pets now that they're, free. Might as well just bring them in, but I've cleared my bank of absolutely everything. All of it is untradables. And this tab is an untradeable tab that I can unlock by just paying for the amount of the item. But I am going to start with a VLS and see how far we can go in 24 hours. If I don't get to 100 mil, I'm actually going to give away all the loot that we get into the video. So feel free to leave a comment below with your name, and we'll see what we get to. Probably get to 100 mil. I don't know, 24 hours is a good amount of time. Alright, here we are. Let's start this challenge off. I think we're going to start it off. Obviously, we have nothing in our bank, so we're just going to run around and try to get some loot. We'll see what we can get. Some shit popped up, our first couple pieces of loot, and of course some guy is grabbing it. Oh my gosh. Well, we got a little bit of loot, so we're just gonna get a little bit right off the bat. I'm gonna try to run this target around as much as possible, so we gotta run the opposite way of him so we don't get hit. I'm just gonna get a little bit of loot so I can afford a set. A little bit of looting and a bunch of people calling me a noob. I'm at about 132k, so this should be a good start. Alright, we sold everything off for just 140k. I guess I'll just keep this because I'm going to buy more of these because we'll need them so we don't get smited. I'm going to buy a little bit of a set right now. But yeah, we should be able to do a little bit of PKing. This is basically all the crap we got. Almost nothing. So yeah, we're going to have to do some looting along the way and hopefully get a target killer too. Of course, I had to risk it. And I get killed basically first try. Oh my god, back to looting. I had to risk it. I mean, I VLS chanced them there and it would have been a huge upgrade, so why not? I could have doubled out of it though, it kind of fucked. Alright, we went back to square one. Had to loot some more shit up, but yeah, back to another 100k-ish. Alright, this is the set we're in right now, so we're really gonna need to pull something out to get this going. I am risk. So back to a little bit of PKing. We do end up getting this really good fight versus this person, and he ends up hitting a little too hard on venge. It ends up taking him out. We only get him for about 800k, but at this point we'll take anything we can get. We really don't have too much GP to work with, and every kill counts so much towards, increasing that. So after this, unfortunately, we die a couple times. We really need to get these double deaths off on these people. If we are dying, we should be eating a little bit higher. Just trying to kill anyone that I can to, reset the bank and get it up as much as possible, because starting with nothing, if we die a couple times like this, can set us back all the way to looting, which we definitely want. Right, we'll take the double death. Oh, let me log out. This other guy just died. Oh my gosh, he died for my loot. That's so funny, but I got 600k. If you're able to reload, I have a bunch of stuff basically, and now we can use this set, or these extra sets that we have to rebuild over and over again. So I'm gonna grab a ring of dueling and get right back out there. So the nice part about BH is you can end up fighting pretty much anyone here. Within the target system, you can go against red skulls, and people with red skulls usually risking over 10 mil. I do get very lucky on this guy, and I ended up getting a double death on him, which allows me to only lose 200k, and you should see how much loot I get. It's crazy. It's like 10 mil loot off just this simple set. On that, oh my gosh, why was that guy risking so much? Over 10 mil, and anything off the crate, just a little bit more cash. Yeah, all in. Got a big amount of loot. That's a huge way to start the video. We'll take it. We'll take it. A high risk set to get a big kill, so I'm gonna keep doing low risk sets so I can keep stacking these people that are risking a little bit more than me. I don't mind double deathing, and I can get like some good chances off people by doing so. So let's sell all this, and then we'll buy a bunch of sets with it, a bunch of cheap sets. We are gonna unlock the Vesta plate legs. Let's activate these. It's gonna be 5 miller for these ones. It'll be worth it though. We'll get these unlocked. Is some surging potions. The game didn't even have surging potions out when the last time I used this account, so gotta build some up on this account. I'm gonna make about 100 of these real quick. So after this, we decided to get some upgrades. The upgrades that we went for were the Vesta legs. The Vesta legs are super strong because they give you a good amount of strength bonus and some decent defense as well. The only problem with them is you do risk a good amount when you are in these Vesta legs, so I'm only going to skull burst people that are risking like 10 mil plus, so I don't lose too much money. So I'm just going to stay with the rune legs for now until I see somebody that's risking a little bit, and then I'll bring out the Vesta legs. Again, it doesn't really make too much of a difference to have them, but it is good if I want to get some risk fights, and a lot of the people I am fighting are in the same set as me, just risking like 500k to 1.5 mil-ish. And even with these ruined legs, I still am able to get kills on people with both blue and red skulls, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference to have the Vestal legs. It only really gives a couple max hits, and if you PK well, you can really kill anyone in any set, and I'll show you guys later in the video. Yep, pop blocked myself. Oh my gosh, I'm so trolling. Finally some RNG. Hopefully we can get some RNG like that on somebody who's risking a little bit more, but we'll take a free 1 miller. So in this video, it's really hard to get up because I keep going back and forth. I get a kill, and then right after I die, I'm pretty rusty at venge PKing. I haven't done it in a little bit, but definitely takes some practice to get into it. Nice, good little combo I got on him. Anything from the crate? No, nothing. And only 300k from the loot. The one thing that is really upsetting about risk fighting is chancing people. A lot of the times you'll chance people and then you won't get the kills, especially when you chance somebody with a red skull. Like right here is only 67 HP, and I'm pretty sure my VLS can hit well over like a 70 in this gear. So just another example of just getting unlucky and being chanced by it. But yeah, a lot of fights in this video, and sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I get not so lucky, but the important part is just giving yourself the opportunity to give chances on people. And if you're in a 200k set, sometimes it is worth going for the double death and just putting yourself in a position where the other person risk it so they can get the kill. And even if they kill you, it doesn't matter because they only get like a couple 100k, which really is nothing in RuneScape now. Especially if someone's risking 10 mil, you can die like 50 times compared to like, you know, once. Nice, we'll definitely take that. We need a big kill like that. Anything from the emblem? No, but we might get something from the kill itself. This will rebuild us a little bit. 2 miller, nice. One thing you definitely want to keep in mind is when to time your venge right. If you time your venge right, you can get crazy KOs like this. There we go. There's a nice stack on someone. Tier 9 emblem. Oh, a crate too. 2 miller, not bad. Off the emblem on a crate. That'll definitely help out. So we're here buying a couple Barrows gloves because we do die over and over again in this video, unfortunately, which does keep the profits to a minimum. I definitely could be way better at venge fighting. A couple tips for venge fighting just in general. One thing that you always want to make sure that you're doing is you want to make sure that you're using your venge at the right time. You want to try to match your venge with your spec. That way when somebody hits you, you're specking right afterwards. That way it ensures the highest possible damage. A lot of things that you do want to focus on as well would be eating. You want to learn how to properly eat, how to double eat, when to triple eat, how to not pot block yourself. There's a lot of nuance to risk fighting, and it does take a little while to get used to, but the number one way you can get better at it is just practicing. And with this 200k set and this D-Mace, it definitely gives a lot of kill potential, and you really don't risk much. So I encourage all the people that are just getting into PKing to start out with doing a little venge PKing, because it's probably the easiest form of PKing compared to NH. And it's definitely a good way to get into it without risking too much money. And even with a D-Mace, if you get smited, you really don't lose that much. So there's not too much risk at all for it. And the biggest thing you should focus on when you're first starting is trying to get double deaths. Just trying to take people out, and if they're risking more, it's especially worth it, because all you need to do is simply put yourself in a position where it looks like you're going to be killed, time a good venge, and then eat up. And sometimes you'll die, sometimes you won't, but a lot of the times the person will go down with you if they're risking low HP. So just try to take those opportunities where you notice a person's risking a little bit, show a little bit of risk yourself, and then try to time a good venge to get an ante on him. Also, once you get used to it, a couple good spec weapons that you can use is the Vesta Longsword. It's super strong because you can use it as both a melee poke weapon and also a spec weapon. Also, another good thing that a lot of people do use is Void Waker. If you're just getting into PKing and you don't mind risking a little bit and getting smited for Void Waker, I definitely recommend it because it probably is the strongest item for venge PKing by a landslide. So I would say D-Mace is pretty much a budget Void Waker. It ends up hitting a little bit less, but it is definitely worth it for only being a 50k risk, especially if you can upgrade it with the BH emblem. That was a crazy another combo, oh my god. So after using VLS for way too long, I decided to switch it up a little bit and get these two big unlocks for the account. The Abyssal Dagger unlock makes you hit a little bit higher and more accurate. And then the Dragon Mace unlock makes you hit more on a 3-tick cycle with the spec, and I think it also increases the max hit too. So two really good upgrades that are definitely worth it. One thing that is nice about the Dragon Mace is that you are able to spec in a 3-tick cycle. So if you do spec somebody over and over again with the D-Mace and get a little bit of luck, you can consistently hit 50s and 60s over and over again until the person runs out of combo eats. And you can only triple eat so many times in a row before you start getting pop locked and stuff. So it's best to just, you know, keep spamming that Dragon Mace and make sure that you are putting yourself in the best potential to kill someone. Even if you don't have venge, sometimes sometimes it is worth it to just spam the D-mace over and over again, and if the person messes up their eats at any point, and you do get a little bit of luck, you can take down a lot of people with Dragon Mace. I would say it's one of the most underrated weapons in the game, and coming up I'll show you this crazy clip where we actually do get a fight versus Otoblock, and we do fight him with the Dragon Mace, and you'll see what happens, but it is a pretty crazy clip, and unfortunately we could have got a little bit more lucky, but sometimes that's just the way it works with RuneScape. It is an RNG game, and you really never know what's going to happen until it does happen. So never count your eggs until you got them, I guess. So yeah, RuneScape in a nutshell. Of all the weapons I've used in this video, I would say Dragon Mace is definitely the weapon that I had the most fun with. It's super underrated, and I did not expect it to perform so well, and I definitely should have got it a little bit earlier in the video and not used the VLS as much for a camped weapon. So right here, I ended up fighting one of the best wrist fighters in the world, if not the best, Otoblock. He is risking 1.5 bill, and just take a look at how strong the D-Mace is. He hits me a 24 on Venge, and he brings his HP down to 63. The D-Mace can almost one-hit him from there. If you hit any higher on my Venge, he could have got completely stacked out for bank. After this, I do get a little bit upset that we don't get this kill, which is totally fine, and we end up getting our strength bonus up a little bit by going to grab a fire cape and also going to grab our fighter torso. That way we can get a couple extra max hits without risking too much GP. So here we finish off a fire cape, and fire cape's incredibly easy, especially on a max main. I ended up selling a little bit of my loot to get the blowpipe to speed up the run a little bit, and I haven't done fire cape so long in this account, I actually end up getting a personal best by doing it right here. Are finishing off attacker roll. Let's see what we have for the leaderboard. Okay, I got a good amount of points. Getting close, getting close. Torso. Accept. Fighter torso. There we go. And the fire cape. Let's get some PKing going now. It took a little bit. We have 5 more hours left on our timer. I missed a kill. Just a regular kill. Nothing big. 1 miller, but anything from the crate? No. Damn, I just antied this guy so hard, but I missed a clip, of course. But looks like we're back with a little bit of a kill. Let's see how much we got. Hopefully it's over like 1 mil. That'd be nice. Seemed like he was risking a little bit. Yeah, a little bit over 1 mil. So in all these clips right here, I'm going to show the importance of stacking a nice Venge with a spec. So in this, you definitely want to cast your Vengeance, and if you do it at the right time, and you spec at the right time, the Vengeance animation won't show up. This is called the Invisivenge. It's kind of hard to explain in a video, but it is something that if you practice a little bit, is definitely worth doing. And right here at the end, unfortunately, I do end up dying to this person in full Morgans and rip chance him for a good bit. I'm pretty sure he was risking an anguish too, so I missed out on a big one right there. Alright, oh my god, could that be a Karasi? His prayer was down. That could be a Karasi. Oh my gosh. A 4 mil emblem too. What is going on? Tell me that's a Karasi. Please, 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 please. No, just 3 mil. He baited me, but still, we'll take the 4 mil off the emblem too. We're racking. Alright, we're going to do one more death in this set, and then we're going to sell off everything we made. We've had some bad deaths in this video and lost a lot, but we're going to sell off everything we made and go in a max set, and then switch it up and then do 1 hour of PvP worlds and see how we do. See if it fares any different. We'll just fight for like a little bit. Fight. Got him with a Venge. He was not expecting that. Oh, we were just printing. Yeah, so this will be the last we'll PK in this set. We'll see how many more kills we can get. Hopefully we can get a few more. So this is the last death of the video here before we switch over to PvP worlds. Right, here's the total loot we just got. 13 mil, not too bad at all. Alright, we literally had to sell almost everything that we have, and we are all the way down to, that should be good, potentially. We'll give it a second to buy. Alright, we managed to put in a little bigger offer, sell some more stuff, but yeah, we're down to these scraps. Let's see what we can do with this DH set, see if we can build into anything. Just logging in, let's see the atmosphere. Yeah, there's always DH fights going, fuck it. Right. That was a crazy kill. Okay, we'll definitely take that. Right away, our BH kills are paying off. Let's see what we got. 5 miller. Yes, we'll take it. Here we are with another DH fight, and here we end up getting an incredibly high hit on this person, hitting him a 68 and taking him out for another pretty decent set. we'll definitely take all the DH sets we can. Alright, we'll definitely take that kill. Got him with the ante a little bit there. He was risking a bit more too, so let's see what we got. Okay, we'll take it 7 miller. So this right here is the last death of the video. We were risking about 10 mil with a B-ring eye and all that, so this ends off, and let's see what the final loot is. There we go. Alright. That'll be the last death of the series. We'll see what we claim. I think we got a little bit more, but we have just about run out of time. So let's grab the bank real quick, see what we got. Alright, not really good for 24 hours. We died way too much, basically like 1 mil an hour, but we had a lot of fun. If we didn't die for all those big sets midway through the video, we probably would have made a lot more, but sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit, and it doesn't always pay off. But I hope you guys had fun, and I certainly did myself. Alright, so I totally forgot to say this, but I am going to be giving away 20, we'll make it 25 mil, a little more than the 21 mil, for us not making the 100 mil in the video. I'm actually pretty surprised we didn't make 100 mil. I probably died for about 50 or 60 mil all throughout the video, so that sent me back a good bit. Plus the DH death at the end wasn't great, but this is a little sneak peek of the account that we're going to be using next video. Little bit of a teaser, but yeah, if you guys want to subscribe and then see the next build that we are working on, we're working on something special here. So yeah, got some crazy clips from this account, and it's going to be another Ancient God Sword build. So if you guys want to check it out, feel free to drop a like, drop a sub, and leave your name down in the comments below so I can give away 25 mil to one of you guys. So hopefully you have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.